Okay, so it's March 2nd already. Wow. All right. Share screen. This is going to be the Shacharit, but if I go right to here. Okay, excellent. I'm getting so much better at this. So this is the beginning of Tetzaveh, which is still in Exodus. We still have a few more in Exodus. Oh, there's yeah, we still have a few more weeks in Exodus. Okay. So Audrey, do you want to read verse 20? Viata?
Okay. Let me take this off. Got it. Viata titzaveh et bnei Yisrael v'yikhu elecha shemen zayit zach hatit lamaor laha'al. Oh, wait, I'm having trouble. It's me. It's my glasses. Laha'alot ner tamid.
Okay, so there are a few things in here that you might recognize. So you could see that they always take the name of the parsha from either the first or the second word. So tetzaveh just means you shall instruct, or you could see in there kind of the letters from mitzvah. I think it's more like command, or I'm not sure instruct is the best, but anyway, that's what they say here. And
I'm
that's what
sorry, it's titzavot. Titzavot. And what are those three dots under the vav, sort of between the tzaddik and the vav?
Oh, that's the vowel eh.
Yeah.
Three dots. It's eh, like here, like elecha or shemen. Yeah, that's just one of the normal vowels. This one here is a trope note. If that's what.
So it's te'etz vo. No, tza.
Yeah.
What's the dot inside the vav?
Oh, inside the vav, that's just there. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Like here it's not there, and here it's not there. It's just there to confuse us. It meant
right. That's what
1,000 years ago it meant something, and now we don't know. Yeah, it's just how it is. I'm just thinking, if this was with no vowels, then we might think it was so we wouldn't know. Maybe we wouldn't know that it was an actual consonant and not a vowel if the dot wasn't there. I don't know is the answer. So, but so Bnei Israel is the Israelites, and then I wanted to show you Shemen Zayit is olive oil. Shemen is oil, and Zayit is an olive. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And Zach must mean clear, so clear olive oil. And then I wanted to show Ner Tamid, in the sanctuary, the light, the light that's on all the time, the Ner Tamid. So you could see that. So that might be where that comes from.
So that's like virgin olive oil, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it must be virgin olive oil. I don't know if it's extra virgin or just virgin, but yeah.
What do the words ner tamid mean?
It means light, a forever light, like something that's on all the time.
Oh, okay.
But here they say for kindling lights regularly. I don't, tamid means always, and or like in always, like meaning like in the future, and then ner is light. So or candle, it could be a candle or a light. I think a light bulb even. Anyway, so I don't know why they say for kindling lights regularly, but that's what it says here. Anyway, all right, let's see. The second one. Okay, Amy, you want to read the Ohel?
Ohel Moed Michutz Lafarochet Asher Al Haedut
Good.
Ya'aroch
Mhm.
Oto Aharon. Oh, the ark is Aharon.
Aharon is Aaron.
Oh, Aharon Ubanaiv
Uvanav.
Av Yisrael. No, I skipped a line. Me'erev Ad Boker
Mhm.
Lifnei Adonai Hukat Olam Lidorotam Me'et B'nei Yisrael.
Good. So the Ohel Moed is the
Hint.
the tent of meeting. Let's see, tent of meeting. Michutz haparochet is okay. So the parochet is the curtain. It's from outside the curtain, which is over the ark, which is a share, which is over the ark, a roch, a dut,
A toot.
over the ark, the pact. Wait a minute, did we skip something? There's so much out, which is over there, from to burn from evening till morning. So
Yeah, Erev Ad Boker.
it's just that they didn't do it in order at all. So they have Aaron and his sons. They start with Aaron and his sons, but Aaron and his sons don't come until the middle of the sentence. So okay, so to burn from Erev ad boker is from evening to morning in front of Adonai, before Adonai. It shall be a dew from the Israelites from all time. The Dorotam may 8 b'nei Israel for all time. Okay, it's hard to yeah, the way they do it, it's hard to line it up word for word, but so we've got the tent of meeting and the curtains, the parochet, and Aaron and his sons from evening till morning. Okay. It seems like there are words missing, which is the curtain. So the curtain is over the ark of the pact.
Set up the tent meeting outside the curtain.
The ark of the pact.
So in other words, it looks like the curtain separates the ark from the tent of the meeting. So I
Yeah.
guess like the bima, or it's like separated like the bima.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. I just realized I have two things open that are the exact same translation. So it's not helping because they're exactly the same. Let me find one other one and see what it says. It says
I think only the priest was allowed inside of
right behind the curtain. So
Yeah.
this says okay, so the first line, it says, now you should, oh, it does say in my other Chumash, the more orthodox one, but has better translation. It says for the first line. So I always like to know that I'm not imagining things. It says, now you shall command, as I said, the children of Israel that they shall take for you pure olive oil, pressed for illumination, to kindle a lamp continually, which is just different from for kindling lamps regularly.
Yeah.
Continually means tamid. Okay.
Oh,
And the
that,
other
so
one,
this, that continually may explain why they keep a light on in the synagogue all the time.
right, exactly, right. And I remember when I was little, even when I was much older, actually, I literally thought that that light on up on top above the ark could not could not go out, or like the world was going to come to an end. I literally. And then I remember, like 15, 20 years ago, one day I came, I was like, oh my God, the light is out. And it was just because it's just a light bulb like any other light, and it had gone out. And whoever I was next to said, it's okay, Barbara, it's okay. It's just a light bulb. We'll light it again. But I took it so when I was a little girl, and they said it was the Ner Tamid, it's always on.
But is this where that comes from?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, I'm not a biblical scholar, but I would bet that that's where it comes from, right? Ner Tamid.
Syntax here the Hebrew syntax is so different right here from the English syntax. I mean, the way the whole thing is written.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but it's a little bit better with the translation I'm reading in my other book here.
Exactly.
It's so much. And the same thing for this sentence. It says, in the tent of meeting, instead of starting with Aaron and his sons, it says, in the tent of meeting, outside the partition, which this one's called a curtain, that is near the testimonial tablets. So here's the testimonial tablets. I guess maybe the Aroch, maybe, I'm not sure. Aaron and Adut is okay. So Adut, this is testimonial because an aid is a witness. So okay, the testimonial tablets. Oh, it's so much better when you get a real translation. Aaron and his sons shall arrange it from morning until evening. From evening until morning, before Adonai, an eternal decree. So for their generations from the children of Israel. So Lidorotam is for their generations. Okay, I just more comfortable with a literal translation than something that
Hey, and congratulations to Amy, because I could never remember that oo sound instead of the O, and she did.
Oh, good.
Under ha-edut, I would have said, you remember that, because I don't think I ever learned that when I went to school.
These three diagonal, the diagonal, really?
Yeah.
Ooh. When I remember it being two ways for this way or this way, but
really, no, I wasn't listening to the second one, I guess.
Who knows? And maybe it doesn't come up that. We'll have to see how. Maybe it's not used that often, but I don't know, because I've always been aware of it, always known it. So okay, so let's see what happens next. Now we get like the whole family here. Okay, Audrey.
Okay, v'ata hakarev elecha et Aharon achicha v'et banav ito mitoch b'nei, is that right? Yeah, mitoch b'nei Yisrael. V'kachanuli Aharon Nedab v'avihu. Is that Abihu? Avihu. Ve'im Tamar b'nei Aharon.
Did you skip Elazar?
There's a lamed, yeah. Lazar.
Elazar. They're all names. These are all names.
The Itamar b'nei Aharon.
Okay, so they're all Aaron's sons. So you shall bring forward your brother Aaron. So Achicha is your brother. Ach is your brother Aaron, and with his sons from among Israel. So we've got So we've got Aaron,
Nadab, Abihu,
Avihu, and Eleazar and Itamar.
and
The sons of-
Itamar.
No, the reason I was getting confused is, so does Aaron have a son, Aaron, or is this referring to this Aaron?
With his son
I
moving
guess,
to serve
I
me
guess
as-
they're referring to this Aaron, to serve me as
Yeah,
priest.
there's
So
a
we have
colon.
Aaron, Nadav, Abihu, so there's 5 of them, and this is the first. You see how why it's confusing? Aaron, the sons
Yeah.
of Aaron. So what do you think? Do you think Aaron has a son named Aaron, or are they, do they mean the first Aaron?
They just repeated it probably.
I think they
Aaron.
mean there's sexual Aaron, right? It's
But I think the
interesting.
colon tells us that it's, that it's just a separate sentence.
Yes, okay.
Next
So it
line.
must be
Or-
the same Aaron. There aren't 2 Aarons. Okay.
It's interesting they don't, when it says Nadab, they put
Uh-huh.
Nadab, but it says Nadab.
But I have never understood why
And
they
I-
do that.
And that's a name, because one of my daughter's friends, I guess he's from an Israeli parents, and his name is
Uh-huh.
Nadab.
Yeah, one of our a rabbi named one of his sons Nadav. And the same thing with Abihu. I mean, it's clearly Avihu. So why did they make it it'd be so interesting to know why they did that.
And didn't Nadab and Abihu have problems later?
Yeah, they're the 2 that with the strange fire, they were doing something weird
Yeah.
and just killed them on the spot. And yeah, that's them. So
I don't know, it's beyond this class because it's more interpretation, but I don't understand why they made Aaron the priestly class when he was part of the golden calf, but
right. I can't help you out with that. Well, I can help you out with the letters and the vowels, but okay. Okay. Amy, you want to read this line, and then we'll maybe the next one too, because that's really short. All right, go ahead.
Sita,
Uh-huh.
big day Kodesh,
Mhm.
La'aharon, Achi,
Achicha.
Achicha. I always get that wrong. That's my thing, Audrey. Achicha. So when the last nun has that, it's afterwards, not before.
It's, and you change it to ach if it's a chet, like where's a chet? Here, like ruach. That's when you reverse it and say ruach.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but if it's a cough like this, it's still cha.
Achicha,
Uh-huh.
Likavor, no, Likavod.
Yeah, chavod.
Kavod, Tifaret.
Utafar. Utafar. Okay, and one more. Yeah.
Oh, Ba'ama,
Yeah. What is it?
Ba, oh, Ba'ata.
Yeah.
Tadaber El Kol Hakme Lev.
Mm-hmm.
Asher Malay Tiv. Is that right?
Yep.
Malay Tiv?
Yeah.
Ruach Hak Ma Ba'as Ba'asu
But
Et Big Day Aharon Lakad to show, Lakadisho,
Yep.
Lakahanu Lee.
Kahanoli, good.
Question.
So look,
Excuse me.
Okay,
I'll get back. Yeah, can I put my in the class? What is it?
the question, Barbara.
Yeah.
I say, Amy said Lev, and I know that's correct, but I'm used to saying Lave.
Oh.
where are you? Where, Lave?
Yeah, Kol Chachmei Lev. And
What?
she
Wait.
said,
What did Amy say?
she says Lev, which is the, and I said,
Oh, yeah. I have come to understand that different people were taught. I say A also, but apparently at some point they started telling people that it could be A or A. For me,
Oh.
I make the same distinction that you do. Like this is L and this
Barbara, I
is
have to
A.
leave the room for a
But
minute.
I stopped worrying about it so much because so many people told me that.
I'll tell her, Barbara's leaving, Barbara, Amy's leaving the room for a minute. She'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
But
I just
okay.
wanted, so that's what I know about it.
Okay, it's
That
the way,
some people were told it doesn't have to be A, it could be S. So I don't.
and it is the Israeli sound, really, isn't it?
So the Israelis don't say A. I think that
They say
might be.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you're right about that. And so, but definitely when I was little, it was A, no question
Good.
about it.
Yeah, okay. You and I
Yeah,
grew up
So,
this
so
around the
let's
same
see,
time.
so this is make sacral vestment, clothing basically for your
Deco,
brother,
clothes.
yeah, for dignity and adornment. Okay. And then, next,
Okay.
I don't know where next is.
The atata there.
Yeah, you shall instruct all call who are skillful.
Chachma
And this
smarta.
doesn't- I know this, see now in the other translation, it says, you shall speak, which is really what this says, to daber is to speak, right? To all the wise-hearted people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
chokhmah, as you said, is wisdom. So this is the wise-hearted people. I don't know where they got skillful from. Whom
Yeah.
I asher limetiv ruach chokhmah, whom I have invested with a spirit of wisdom. So here we've got ruach, spirit of wisdom, which is much different than the gift of skill. But I don't know what made them change. You know what I mean? What
Yeah,
made them take the words and change them so much from what they mean. But it's interesting. And they shall make the vestments of Aaron to sanctify him to minister to me. Yeah. For consecrating him to serve me as priest. Okay, so that was pretty close. But the skillful.
Yeah. Nowadays, in Texas, in a lot of things, they're changing the words in books because they're upsetting to people. So in some of the classics, instead of saying fat, you say big. So this could have been one of those periods where they adjusted the meaning to the philosophy. I mean,
Yeah. No, it's interesting. So you're saying even they're taking books that were originally written in English and changing the words?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I've seen like headlines about that kind of thing, but I haven't actually read the long articles. Wow.
Yeah. And there's big arguments going on there nowadays. Do you leave the author's original intent, like Tom Sawyer and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
do you?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm back. I had to leave the room for an important call, but I'm back now. But I apologize, Barbara. I have also a doctor may call. So.
Okay. No, we were just talking about how different the translations are. So
Yeah,
here they're calling this chochmei leiv. They're saying all who are skillful. But if you recognize any of these words, chochma is like a wise person. You ever hear about chochma and leiv is heart. So in the
Lev is what? Lev is,
leiv means heart.
oh,
So in the more exact translation in the other Chumash I'm looking at, it says wise-hearted people,
yeah,
which for some reason was changed in the more modern, or I don't know, to skillful. And the same thing with ruach chokhmah. So ruach is like spirit,
yeah,
and so here they call it the gift of skill. But in the other one, it's with a wisdom of spirit.
yeah,
It's just different. And we were just
yeah.
trying to figure out why would they change it so much? Like, what's wrong with wisdom of spirit? Why does it have to be skillful? But anyway, all right,
Yeah.
let's continue. Audrey, you want to?
Okay, sure. Ve'ela habgadim, clothing.
Yeah,
Asher ya'asu hoshen ve'apul, the umi,
D.
pool. Oh, geez. Okay. Ve'epud.
The aphod. I don't think there's a dot.
There's no dot. No.
I don't think.
Here, there is none. The
Okay.
food umiil ukitin net
Ukitonet. Ukitonet.
Oh, it's on top there. Okay. Ukitonet. Okay. Tash Bates meets Nefate. The Anate, the Asu Big Day Kodesh, the Acharon Achicha, Uliv Vanav Lechiha Noli, the Ha Noli.
Only, right. So we've seen this before. The Aaron, your brother, who is going to minister to me, and his sons who are going to minister.
What's an ephod? What's an ephod?
So an ephod is the breast piece. No, the ephod is not the breast piece, because the breast piece is there. Wait a minute. The ephod is, it just calls it an ephod in all the translations. Maybe they don't know maybe they don't know. Well,
What
maybe
is it?
we can look it up, but
Can you describe?
no, I can't, but maybe if we Google it, well, I think if they had a better idea what it was, they would have translated it better, but all the books call it an ephod. I have 4 or 5 other places I can look, but let's not waste time. We'll look it up later.
Yeah, look it up later.
Breast piece and ephod, there's pictures of this stuff, so we could look those up too. A robe, a fringed tunic, katonet, I think is the tunic, and that must mean fringed. A headdress and a sash. So an avnate must be a sash working backwards. Let me just see here. A robe, a tunic of a box-like knit is what this one says. Instead of fringed, it says a tunic of a box-like knit. And then a turban and a sash. Okay, so maybe meets nefet might be a turban, and an avnate is a sash. I'm guessing. The Asubig de Kodesh, and they shall make those sacral vestments. So Kodesh is sacral, and Vigday are clothing or vestments for your brother and his sons. So if we could, learn some vocabulary from here. Me'il is a robe, And I'm guessing that
Israeli modern Hebrew too?
I don't know for sure, but I don't know. I'm not going to tell you things I don't know, but it'd be interesting to look it up. Okay. And this says what, turban or headdress and a sash. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how many of these words are still in use. Like me'il sounds familiar to me, but I didn't know it as robe. I thought it was something else.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Amy. Oh, and here, this is my favorite part with the blue and purple and crimson and the fine linen. This is my favorite line. Okay, go ahead.
Ikhu et Hazar, no. Hazahav, Hazahav,
Zahav, Yerushalayim shel Zahav.
Zahav,
Gold.
Hazahav,
Mhm.
Ve'et Hat Hatkelet, Ve'et
Hatzefelah.
Ve'et Ha'argaman.
Yeah. What did I do here? How do I get rid of this? Oh, come on. Are we back?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Ve'et Tulaat. No, Tolaat.
Right. Tola'at.
Tolaat
Crimson. Uh-huh.
Hashani. Ve'et Hashesh. Hashesh.
Hashesh. Right. Okay, so we've got Zahav is gold and Techelet is actually I think it's turquoise. It's not just blue, but it's turquoise. And the Argaman is purple and Tola'at is crimson or scarlet. Well, so scarlet or crimson yarn. I think the yarn is the shani and the shesh is it's either linen, linen. Sometimes it says fine linen but here it just says linen. So
I don't know where they're gonna get all this stuff in the middle of the desert.
I know. You're much too practical.
Well,
Yeah.
including what they last week's Persia or something, it was seal skins or something.
Oh, right. It's fascinating. I mean, if you really read this stuff like literature and not as a religious book, it's much different. Okay. Amy, Audrey. Okay, so we got all these words again. Let's see. Go ahead.
ועשו את האפוד זהב, תכלת וארגמן, תולעת שני ושש מסזר, מעשה חושב.
Okay, so they shall make the ephod of gold, blue, purple, and crimson yarns, and of twisted linen, worked into designs. Let's see what this one says. They shall make the ephod of gold, turquoise, purple, and scarlet wool and linen twisted. Does this say? Yeah, this says twisted, and then it says a weaver's craft. So this one is saying ma'aseh is like a craft. Choshev must be a weaver. So it's just different. It's just different. Just different, but the same general idea. So okay.
Amy is right. How the heck did they get all these things? I mean, I never thought of it. All these things.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is right. And this is just for the garments that they have to wear. Then you first get into the tabernacle, the requirements for the tabernacle. Like, where do they get?
Yeah, and the breastplate has to have all different kind of stones in them, right?
Right. So far, we're only up to the ephod, which does seem to be made of yarn and linen. So if that gives you any idea what it might be, it's some kind of, I don't know if it's like a shirt or a vest or
I'm
I don't
gonna
know
look
why
it
they,
up. I'll
yeah,
look it
go
up on
ahead.
my phone.
Because I don't know why they didn't help us. The F of here, so this is the ephod was woven of threads made from strands of gold, turquoise wool, purple wool, scarlet wool. It was like an apron that wrapped around him from behind and covered him from above his waist down to his ankles. It was woven, and that's what Rashi said. So Rashi tried to
Oh.
imagine it. And it was woven as a single piece of material with a belt extending from its upper edge to the left and to the right. 2 straps were sewn to the back of the ephod, reaching from its upper edge to the top of the Kohen Gadol's shoulder. And 2 gemstones were engraved with the names of the 12 tribes and placed into golden settings toward the upper end of each strap, positioned to lie on the Kohen Gadol's shoulder. Another golden setting was attached to the very end of each shoulder strap. These held golden chains from which hung the choshen, held the choshen. So now we're first going to get to the elaborate description of that breastplate, which is the choshen. So anyway, that's so I guess apron was what I took away from that, right? An apron that went from his waist to his ankles. But I guess they decided not to translate it as apron for whatever reason. Okay. But we can look it up other places later. Okay. So now we're going to hear what we just heard. Okay. Okay. I think it's Amy's turn. Let's see.
Yeah, Shatei, Katefot, Hov,
Mhm.
Rot,
Over. Yeah.
Adonai,
No,
Lo,
it's not Adonai. There's no Vav. Right. So
oh,
Yehiyah.
Yehiyah,
Yehiyah.
Yehiyah, Lo, El, Shnei, Katsotav,
Uh-huh.
Vahubar,
Good.
Vahubar,
Right. Vichubar. Vichubar.
Vahubar.
And you, I mean, it's not really important, but you know that it's vichubar and not vichubar because of this little vertical line here that's just telling you that to accent that bar a little bit, vichubar. Okay, so it shall have 2 shoulder straps attached to its
Two
2
ends.
ends, and it shall be attached. Okay, that the other book just separates it a little bit differently, but it's the same exact thing. Okay. Okay. Audrey.
Hashev hapudato. Ash. Did I do something when you stop? I'm never sure if I do something wrong or not.
No, Afudato.
Okay. Asher alav kema'asehu. Mimenu Adonai zachav.
No, wait. This is again not Adonai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zachav Techelet, the Argaman, the Tolat, Shani, Vishesh, Maszar.
It's a shush. It's hard to say.
Mashovzar.
Zar. It's really hard to say. Yeah, okay.
What is that?
Mashzar. Okay,
Mash.
so the mash.
Well, is it not Masho? Mashzar. I got it.
Mashzar, yeah. And the decorated band, so that is upon it shall be made like it of one piece of gold and blue and purple and crimson yarns and a fine twisted yarn. So this one says the belt with which it is emplaced, which is on it, shall be of the same workmanship. Okay. It shall be made of it, of gold, turquoise, purple, and scarlet wool and linen twisted. Okay. I don't know what the difference is between twisted linen and linen that is twisted. Maybe I'm just worrying about it too much, but I always noticed that they make a
A
distinction.
twisted woman, a twisted woman.
Linen. Okay. Amy. Oh, you got your stones. This is my other favorite part. I don't know which is my favorite, the yarn or the stones. Go ahead.
Volakachta et shitei abni
Avnei.
Shoham
Uh-huh.
upitachta Aleichem Shemot B'nai Yisrael.
Good. So they shall take, so shtei is two, and avnei shoham. So an even is a stone, but when you combine it with, so a shoham is like lazuli, I guess like lapis lazuli. So avnei shoham. So the even changes the form. It's called a smichut, but so a lazuli stone, two lazuli stones, and engrave on them shemot is names of the sons of Israel. So I love that. I love it for a lot of reasons, mostly because I understand every word, but because I love
Okay, sons of Israel, are they the sons of Aaron, or are they the tribes?
the tribes names. It's the 12 tribes. Yeah, a minute ago in this explanation it said with the names of the 12 tribes.
Okay.
And one other thing I was going to say. Oh, I learned last year. Oh, I remember. I did a lot of research about these garments, and I was very disappointed. Oh, I remember now. I was disappointed because it turns out they don't really know what shoham is. Like it might not be lapis lazuli. It might. So some books just call it shoham, and they say we really don't know what color it was, and that really disappointed me because I was so excited about it being that beautiful blue lapis lazuli. But anyway, we can imagine that it was lapis lazuli. Okay. Okay, Audrey.
Shisha mishmotam ha'evan ha'echat. Ve'et shemot ha'shisha hanotrim.
It is
Hanotarim. Hanotarim?
Yeah.
Okay. Ha'evan ha'shenit ketulidotam.
In the order of their birth. Okay, that's interesting. So
Tolet.
6 of their names, 6, Shisha is 6 mishmota of their names. You can see Shemot in here, and then by adding the at the end, it makes it their names. So 6 of their names on the one stone. So Evan is stone echad on the one stone, and 6 of the remaining names on the other stone in the order of their birth. Interesting. Okay. Amy.
Maaseh harab haro no, the Haras. Eben P2He,
Che-
uh,
che.
P2He,
See, that's his A, and with the yud, it really makes it A, you know. Che.
P2He, Chetam, Tifatach, Tifatach, Et, Shehei,
It's, what is this?
Shetei, Ha'avanim, Al, Shemot, B'nai Yisrael, Musabot,
Good.
Mish,
Oh.
Botzot,
Yeah.
Zahav, Ta'aseh,
Uh-huh.
Otam.
Okay, good. So what do we have? On the 2 stones, you shall make seal engravings. Oh, interesting. A jeweler's craft like the engraving of a signet ring. Shall you engrave the 2 stones with this? Well, that's interesting because the other book doesn't say seal engravings. The
What
other
would the
book
seal
doesn't-
be? I
I don't
mean,
know, the other book says, we're in verse 11, right? So the other book, just so you know, says a jeweler's craft. So remember much earlier up a few lines, it was Ma'aseh Charosh was a jeweler's craft. And okay, so Evan Pituche Chotam, like the engraving of a signet ring, which is much different. Unless the only thing I could think is seal, maybe they mean here like when you seal a letter, remember sealing
Yeah.
a wax? Or that might be what they mean, a seal for a letter, not an animal. That's
No,
I think
yeah,
that's
they mean
that's why it's so confusing, because
think
they
it's like-
mean,
I
yeah,
think it's like you carve out something that you put in ink and then you,
right. So
Yeah.
I guess they used to do that with a signet ring, right? Like you could think of I think even in the Megillah, they talk about when the king made a decree, I think it talks about, yeah, okay. Shall you engrave the 2 stones with the names of the sons of Israel encircled with gold settings? Does this say? Even having bordered with frames of gold. Okay, so okay. So encircled with gold settings. All right. Interesting.
seems so anachronistic because they're in one period of time and they're
Yes.
talking things that are done, it would be done in another period of time.
I know. So it really, it's fascinating, right?
that,
All right.
don't go in front of the
But it's
camera.
You're on the Zoom?
So I wanted to change, to just do one last thing.
Yeah.
I just go back to, I want to show you the final reading for tomorrow. The Maftir is a special one because we're near Purim. So are we in Deuteronomy? Let's see, 25:17. Okay, so do you know about Amalek? We're supposed to never forget, what Amalek did to the
Not-
because I think this is referring back to when they crossed over the Red
To the
Sea, and Amalek was killing the people, the stragglers in the back who couldn't keep up. Did you ever, you know what I'm talking about? Anyway, so this is just a warning to never forget. Here, he cut down all the stragglers in your rear. Okay, so let's just read this because this is the maftir for tomorrow.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek baderech b'tzeit techem mimitzrayim.
Okay, so remember what Amalek did to you on your journey after
I
you
think,
left.
I think Haman is supposed to be related to Amalek
Yes,
or the
absolutely.
Amalek of his generation or something.
Exactly. That right. And there's I think what people have said, that maybe Hitler was the Amalek of his generation, and maybe who's Saddam, was in Iraq, I think is also. So
Right.
yeah. Okay, go ahead, Amy.
Asher Kar Ha Ad Badrech
Baderech.
Baderech
Mhm.
V'yatsanev
Good.
V'yatsanev B'cha
Mhm.
Kol Hane Heshalim
Uh-huh.
Heshalim Acharecha V'ata Af V'yaga V'yaga
Gay.
V'yagea
Mhm.
Below Yirei Elohim.
Okay, so how undeterred by fear of God, he surprised you on the march when you were famished and weary, and cut down all the stragglers in your rear. So this turned the whole sentence around, because undeterred by the fear of God is the last part here, but that's okay. Yarei Elohim. He surprised you on the march, but Derech is on the march. And famished and weary. Ayef is very tired. I'm not sure if it's both famished and weary, because Viagea, I guess, is must be famished. Famished and weary. They seem to reverse them, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The last one, Audrey.
Zechaya Bachani Nicha Adonai Icha Ach Bachaniach
Yeah.
Adonai Elohecha Lecha Mecha Oivecha Misaviv Ba'aretz Asher Adonai Elohecha Noten Lecha Nachala Lerishta Timchel et Zecher Amalek Mitachat Hashamayim Lo Tishka.
Tishkach. Okay.
Ha.
So
Yeah.
therefore, when your God Adonai grants you safety from all your enemies, so I saw oivecha somewhere in there. Here's the oivecha, mikol, from all your enemies around you, misaviv, in the land that your God is giving you as a hereditary portion. Okay, nachala, lerishta, okay, you shall blot out the memory of Amalek from under heaven. Do not forget. Okay, and I think that we've continued to have all our problems all those years because maybe we didn't blot out the memory of Amalek the way we're supposed to. I don't know. Although it's interesting, because if you this is kind of contradictory, because you shall blot out the memory, don't forget, but if you blot out the memory, you will forget. This reminds me of, never forget, from the Holocaust, after the Holocaust. Is that what it is? Never forget?
Al Tish.
Al Tishkach.
Yeah.
So doesn't this strike you as contradictory, because if we do blot out the memory,
Yeah,
and we will forget. It's a little bit confusing to me. Maybe I'm just,
Is the other translation any different?
oh, let's see. Oh, I have to get to that part. I'm back in Shemot, but let's see. So Divarim 25.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That I change, yeah, for the Maf
Change
tier,
books.
this is
Yeah.
a special Maf tier, so it jumps all the
Oh,
way.
Deuteronomy.
Yeah, yeah. So this says the same thing, really. You shall wipe out the memory of Amalek from under the heaven. You shall not forget. So what does that mean? You shall not
I need
forget.
the presence of them. I don't know.
You shall not forget to block it out, or you shall. I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's a little bit confusing. I'm not sure. It's something to research and write a
yeah.
PhD about someday in my very. All right. So that's,
Well, thank you very much. Have a
yeah,
good
no, that was good. I like doing that. I don't know. I hope you do too.
Yeah.
Is that your house in the back, or is that just a?
Yeah, those are our trees, I guess, from
Oh,
a
they're
different year, but
gorgeous.
in a couple of weeks they'll look like that again, right? Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. It's
All right.
terrible.
Week. Thank you very much. Toda rabah.
Yeah, and happy Purim to everyone.
Too.
I've got to go
Yeah.
make my lamentation, a second batch.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll see you next week.
Okay. Thank you.